On this edition of Maury County Now, the Mule Kick 5K is ready to get you running for the Wellness and Aquatics Complex. Tennessee Home Garden and Design shows you how to prep your lawn for spring. Adam Southern is back, this time with some mule eggs for historic Maury County. And finally, an exclusive interview with the Maury County Public School Teachers of the Year. All this and more on this edition of Maury County Now. Hello, and welcome to Maury County Now, Columbia and Maury County's news show covering the events, ideas, groups, and happenings in and around Maury County. It's almost Mule Day, and the Wellness and Aquatics Complex is hosting the Mule Kick 5K. We spoke with race director Gail Moore about this family-friendly 5K and some of the unique characteristics of the event.
Hello, I'm Gail Moore, race director for the Mule Kick 5K, which will take place April 5th right here in the Riverwalk Park. This year we're hoping to break a record and have the most people ever at a race in Maury County. We will have the 5K at 8 a.m. Following that, at 9 a.m. we have what's called the Family Trot, which is a 1 mile run for children and their families. We look forward to having all ages here, and there's so many great things about this race. One is that it gets people down here to the Riverwalk. Part of the race actually takes place on the Riverwalk. That's the last part of the race, but it starts off winding through the Riverside neighborhood. The proceeds to this race, this is what we're very excited about too, will go to the Wellness and Aquatics Complex. Every cent that's made will go there, except we do give a little bit to the city too for their park system. But as most of you all know, we almost lost our Wellness and Aquatics Center, and now this helps it to get back on its feet. So we hope to have everyone that participates, all your entry fee will go to help that place stay open, and it's so important to our community. The other great thing about this race is it serves as a fitness goal for hundreds of people in our community. And so we know that a lot of people are training for it now. We hope people will continue to. If you're not ready to run a 5K, you're more than welcome to walk, and walkers receive all the same benefits as runners. The course is shut off to traffic. We're excited about our awards, and we're very excited about our t-shirts too. Soft Space has come on as one of our sponsors, and they've used their design team to come up with a great logo, and a lot of people in our community have been working on this also. So the t-shirt's going to be a dry fit t-shirt, charcoal gray, with a cute little mule kicking his heels up. So we hope everybody will enjoy having that shirt. Also, we have had 40 different organizations sponsor the race. There's been great community support to help us have the best race ever. So we're really excited about that and appreciate all the sponsors. The Riverwalk's such a great treasure to our community that this is just the best opportunity we can think of to get more people down here, see how beautiful it is. And then I've noticed in the past that people who have come down here to race then realize, well, I'll come work out here a lot and walk or run or ride bikes, bring the children, that sort of thing. And getting people running or walking or exercising beside water is proven to be very therapeutic. So this is a way to help educate the community about what a great place we have. And people come from all over the state. They also come from all over the southeast, and they see Columbia as a place with a beautiful river. We try to sort of do a little education too along the way and during the awards, and tell people, you know, this is the most biodiverse river in North America that you just ran beside, and even help educate our local folks about that. Yeah, registration is happening now. You can visit the website and register. Registration is $25 until race day. On race day it goes up to $30. So you might want to go ahead and register. People who register now are guaranteed a t-shirt. If you register on race day, we can't guarantee it.
Preparing your yard for spring can be confusing, but Kyle Bratton of Rocky Top Outdoors is here to introduce you to someone who can help. Bring out your green for this edition of Tennessee Home Garden and Design.
Hi, I'm Kyle Bratton with Rocky Top Outdoors, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Home Garden and Design. Today we're with John Thompson with Outsiders Property Management. He's going to talk about prepping your lawn for spring and how to keep your grass green all year.
Hi, I'm John Thompson with Outsiders Property Management. I own a full-service lawn and landscape maintenance company that's been servicing Middle Tennessee for the last 10 years. First, we're going to pick a broadcast spreader, which makes it easier for you to apply your pre- and post-emergent herbicide to get your lawn ready for spring. The broadcast spreader I have picked is a Lesco, which I have already had in my tool supply. So just make sure that whenever you get the spreader ready, that you have the tires filled with air and that you put the setting on the spreader according to what the bag recommends. Next, we're going to talk about a pre-emergent herbicide. Pre-emergent herbicides are used to prevent weeds from coming up that we do not need in our yards or do not desire to have in our yards during the whole growing season. The next application I apply is a post-emergent herbicide. Post-emergent herbicides are used to lock up any weeds that have come up during the winter season, like henbit, chickweed, any of those weeds that are eyesores on our lawn that we're trying to get rid of. Another service we offer is aerate and overseed. Since we just applied a pre and post-emergent herbicide, make sure you read your directions to find out when the time is appropriate for you to aerate and overseed in the future. Some people like to aerate and overseed in the springtime and some in the fall. I personally like to aerate and overseed in the fall time. If you don't have an aerator, visit DJ's Rentals and you can find a pull behind or a walk behind aerator for your aeration needs. Also, if you need to contact me, look me up on Facebook at Outsiders Property Management or give me a call at 931-478-0334.
If you have any landscaping questions, visit our website, rockytopoutdoors.com, or give me a call, 615-392-0751. And I'm Kyle, and we'll see you next time.
We'll be back with more Maury County Now after this.
Once every 3 hours, a fire death occurs in America. 80% of these deaths could be prevented with a working smoke alarm. Hi, I'm Lee Bergeron, Chief of the Columbia Fire Department. The men and women of Columbia Fire Department would like for you to have a working smoke alarm in your home. We have a program that if you call 931-560-1700, our men and women will come and place a working smoke alarm in your residence. We know by doing this, this helps make you safer and makes our city a safer place to work and live. These smoke alarms are brought to us on a grant by Governor Haslam and Commissioner Julie McPeak. Their goal is to place 20,000 working smoke alarms in residents in Tennessee. We know and they know by doing this, we can help save lives and prevent the young and the elderly from perishing in fires. Thank you very much.
Maury County Now is sponsored by First Farmers and Merchants Bank.
We're back with more Maury County Now on PowerNet 13.
Mule eggs are a popular subject down near Culleoka, if you ask Adam Southern. Get ready for a tale on this edition of Historic Maury County.
I'm Adam Southern. This is another edition of Historic Maury County. And Mule Day is here. It's that time of year again when we celebrate our long-eared equine friends. And the parades every year, we have a lot of events going on, but do you know the history of the mule? Well, some people in Maury County will tell you that they're hatched. Yes, that's right, mules come in eggs. Now this story came to us from down in Culleoka, where this old farmer, he's been farming for a long while, had some city boys that moved in right next door to him, and they wanted a mule. So they came to the old farmer and they asked him, said, "Hey, we want a mule, how do we get one?" He said, "Well, they're hatched." They said, "Really? I never thought mules would be hatched." He said, "Yeah, here's one here." And he goes over to a pile of watermelons and gives them a mule egg. And these boys are really excited about it. So they take their watermelon or their mule egg and they put it in the back of the truck and they start driving down the road. Well, that road's kind of bumpy. And those old boys hit a pothole, and of course that watermelon flew right out of the back of the truck. Busted all over the road there. Well, the guy driving saw this in the rearview mirror and he turned around. But by the time they got back to this mule egg, this rabbit had jumped out of the weeds and was eating on the rinds of that watermelon. Well, they get out of the truck and they look at it and they see the long ears on that rabbit. And they said, "Well, there's our baby mule." So they said, "What do we need to do?" Well, they didn't know what to do, so they both rushed it. And of course, that rabbit took off running, and they took out right after it. And they were running it through the weeds and the briars, and finally the boys collapsed after a mile. And as they were laying there trying to catch their breath, one boy looked to the other one and said, "Well, it looks like we've lost our baby mule." And the other one said, "Well, I don't really mind. I wasn't looking forward to plowing that fast anyway." Now, I don't know if that's a true story or not, but I can tell you what is true is that Friday night of Mule Day week, I will be hosting the Liars Contest. The Liars Contest is held at the Columbia Central Auditorium. What it is really a storytelling event. Storytelling is something that farmers are really known for, especially Maury County farmers. In the days when the harvest is put up and the winter's coming on, weather's getting cold, these men all gathered around the country stores. There was usually a wood heater there, and they would sit there by this wood burning stove and they would tell stories. And as the day went on, these stories got taller and taller, and the truth got stretched out a little bit thin. So Liars Contest is in that same tradition. I will be the MC. What you do is if you want to tell a story, or a lie as we're calling it, just register at the door, come in, and you win a cash prize if you have the best lie. So I hope you will come and pack the house at the Columbia Central Auditorium. I'll see you there, and visit me at the library. Thank you.
Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Maury County Public Schools has awarded 3 teachers the distinguished honor of being Teacher of the Year. Maury County Now interviewed all 3 about the wonderful gift they give to the students of Maury County.
My name is Sylviane Doubleday. I teach English as a second language at McDowell Elementary. I have been doing this for 5 years in Tennessee. I have 56 EL students, and I have 16 kindergarten students. Kindergarten is a huge help to my children, and I can move a lot faster. They've had kindergarten in the past. Now, my children who did not have kindergarten, you have to teach more language, where with these children right there, we're already reading, we're already writing, they know the sound of the alphabet. You can basically move very quickly with them, you know. The other ones, you're still getting language acquisition. And that's a very long process because there are stages to language acquisition. And a lot of people have not mastered a language, so it's very hard for them to understand that it's a very long process. In this age of instant gratification and, you know, instant oatmeal, popcorn, pops, everything like that, I think education is not that way. And I was looking, I always think of 2 authors, you know, philosopher, and one of them is called Jacques Barzin, and he said, "In teaching, you cannot see the fruits of a day's work. It is invisible and remains so for maybe 20 years. In these days of instant gratification, it's very hard for teachers to wait 20 years to see the finished product. But there is a finished product. And I have to tell you, when I was inspirational teacher for the state of, for Louisiana in 2004, one of the students that won Teacher of the Year was one of my ex-students. And then I went to Louisiana for Thanksgiving. And I was walking to the mall, and I hadn't been there for a while since I moved to Tennessee, and I was lost. And somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Well, I know you. You were my teacher." And she was probably the meanest, worst child that I had ever had. And she's in charge of police security at the mall. And I could not get over what a fine young woman she was. And it is 20 years later, so, you know, sometimes there is hope for the future, you know.
Hi, my name is Megan Hills, and I am the band director at Spring Hill Middle School. I teach 5th through 8th grade band, and I have 202 kids all the way from the smallest student to the 8th grade students. I teach 5 classes, and I do have a 7th grade homeroom. We do lots of competitions, and band is awesome. I teach band because it's a way to connect with a human being at a level that you can't do with anything else. And so I choose to teach them because of that. I think that it's important for kids to have an outlet to express themselves, and I believe that it enhances their brain function, especially in middle school. At the level they're at right now, their brains are growing, And so music enhances that without them even knowing it. They think they're doing something fun, and really we're tricking them into learning and becoming very intelligent human beings. I became a teacher because I want to give back. I think that the way to affect the world the most is by what's coming up and what's going to end up happening for the future. And I could go make millions of dollars with the hours that I put in and with the time that I put in, but I'm not sure that that's as effective as being able to change the surroundings that we have. It sounds really corny, but one kid at a time. You know, I'm really more concerned about them being good human beings as they go out into the world than anything else. I think it's important that we just don't, as a world, as a people, as we grow, it's important to be in the moment of our lives in general, and to remember why we do anything that we do, whether it's teaching, whether it's working, whether it's whatever you do. I feel like a lot of times we're not in the moment. We are a very negative culture. We're very fast moving, and we don't take the time to really realize what's important.
Hi, I'm Deborah Gidcombe. I'm a teacher at Columbia Central High School. I teach family and consumer science. That involves classes in child development, foods and nutrition, and an intro class called Family and Consumer Science. I had the honor of being selected as Maury County's High School Teacher of the Year. I feel I've helped my students in that I am teaching things that they use not just in a career, but every day, starting today. To give you an example, I have a student coming sometime today when we can fit it into her break time and my break time because they just learned to use sewing machines, and she needs to do that to get a uniform ready for work tomorrow. So I feel like I'm teaching them skills that they will always use now as well as in the future. So it's very timely. Also, regardless of what they choose to do in the future, they're always going to have a family life and a home life. And my hope is always that the things that I share with them, if they don't use them now, they'll still have them tucked away for use in the future. It's really nice to see the kids proud of what they've accomplished. They've got something to show for it, and they can hold it up. And I have students that tell me, you know, they've kept those things they've created for years. They look at it now, it might not be the most beautiful thing, but it's something they created, they finished, beginning to end. They set a goal, they finished the goal. And I think that's really important to teach them follow through and complete what we began. My philosophy of education is very simple. I always want to be the teacher that I would want my child to have. Anyone going into education, I would not discourage them, even though there's quite a bit of negative publicity out there towards education. We have good days and bad days, just like any other job. But it is really rewarding. That's difficult to express in words when you see smiles on children's faces, or you can actually see they got it because there's a change in their facial expression, or they're like, oh yeah. And it's just really rewarding. It's hard to put into words. And part of it is we'll never know the effect that we've had on children. You know, maybe we've planted a seed that'll grow later and they can use it then.
To find out more information about any of the stories you've seen on this edition of Maury County Now, check out our website at maurycountynow.com and look in the show notes for more details. Maury County Now is sponsored by First Farmers and Merchants Bank. Thanks for watching Maury County Now. We'll see you next time.